Hi everyone, just thought I'd record a short video to explain why I use the Enneagram with teams, why it's so important, and also speak a little bit to the skepticism that can be present when we're thinking about doing this work. So I just want to say I can totally understand where skepticism and hesitation might come from when it comes to the Enneagram. It's often treated as a pop psychology tool and used in that way, where it's all over Instagram and people are using it to label each other, label themselves, make excuses for bad behavior, stereotype, categorize, put people in boxes. And it's uncomfortable and it's not true and it's not helpful. It often has the effect of making people feel smaller and more limited than they would be. However, that's not the intention of the Enneagram, and any true teacher worth their salt is not going to use it that way. One of the phrases we use in our trainings is that the Enneagram does not put you in a box. It doesn't label you. It shows you, rather, how you have already put yourself in a box. It shows you the things that you're doing unconsciously, the ways you self-sabotage, the ways you accidentally hurt other people. And so it's a very powerful tool for self-awareness. I use it with organizations. I insist on using it with my work in organizations, in fact, because it's really powerful for developing a couple key success factors for teams functioning at a high level. One of those is self-awareness. Another one of those is strong relationships. Self-awareness is a leading success factor among teams. Research done by McKinsey has shown that the highest performing organizations have the highest percentage of self-aware individuals. At the lower performing organizations, people at those companies, so this is in terms of stock market performance, people at those companies were 79% more likely to have low self-awareness than employees at the high performing companies. So it increases organizational effectiveness. High self-awareness is also correlated with, on a personal level, greater job satisfaction, more fulfillment. You're able to live as your best self. So the Enneagram helps us develop self-awareness by revealing to us in non-judgmental ways our core motivations, behaviors, habits, and so on, and gives us practical tools to grow beyond that. The other thing that the Enneagram supports us in is understanding each other in a healthier way. Relationships are they're the secret glue that help a team work at their best. I'm going to pull on some more data here. How long an employee stays at a company and how productive they are at that company is directly correlated with their relationship with their supervisor. And yet, the majority of people at work rank spending time with their boss as the worst time of the day, over 70%. So that's a problem. And the Enneagram helps us with that. It helps us understand each other. So if I'm someone's boss and I know that they're, say, an Enneagram 3 or an Enneagram 6, I understand something about what their motivations are, what they're looking for, and how to best support them, how to bring out their best. Not to keep them small or to put a label on it, but to actually liberate their gifts and adjust how I approach it. The Enneagram shows us what the true golden rule should be. The golden rule we often think of is treat others as you would want to be treated. What we really need to learn is to treat others how they want to be treated. And that's a big part of what it reveals to us when it comes to relationships and teams. When I'm working with a team, also, depending on the size of the team, depending on the culture of the organization, usually certain types are more present than other types. And what that means is collectively, your team has certain strengths and your team has certain work-ons. For example, I was working with a team earlier today, and all of the personalities on their team were assertive personalities. So every one of them had this capacity to challenge, to be assertive, to be hard driving, to be forward pushing. What their team did not have was anyone who was bringing in qualities of spaciousness, of creativity, of innovation. And so one of the takeaways for that team is, okay, given what we know about who is present here, what our strengths and work-ons are, how are we going to bring in more room for creativity, for spaciousness, for acknowledging and appreciating each other, because that's not part of our existing culture. But knowing that when we can, it's going to make us more effective. So in summary, I use the Enneagram because it's a very powerful tool for understanding ourselves and others. It's a powerful tool for connecting with our deepest gifts. Um, and I do not use it to label. I don't use it to stereotype. I don't use it to minimize or put people in boxes. The intent of it is the opposite. Most of us, most of the time, are already limiting ourselves, and we're not aware of how we're doing that. So my mission in life is to help shine a light on that, the light of awareness on that, to help ourselves and our companies reach our potentials, fulfill our missions. Um, so I hope that helps. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me at ben@wildenneagram.com. Thank you.